Welcome to Kraftwerker. I've been wanting to do this for ages. I'm going to demo the Blackstar HT-DUAL. It's an ancient pedal. It is a high voltage valve distortion and drive pedal with a few settings. And one of the reasons so it's like Mr. Bean here. Right, one of the reasons I wanted to demo it again is actually I was watching a Opeth making of an album, and they were using one of these, and I was like, wow, okay, never mind. It's an old one. Can't remember which album it was. I have to look. So essentially, it is a high gain dual channel, actually 3 channels to be honest, and it is a high quality if you ask me. I don't know what they were when they were new, but I managed to get mine fairly cheap. So I'm going to go through a few sounds. This is the amp. I've got the amp on drive. So I use it sometimes to boost it. So that's the low gain channel, the crunch channel. Right, and this is the high gain channel. Now remember we're so that's the way I usually have it. I've got my amp on a fairly dirty channel, and I would play with my volume to clean it up. So let's try it on the clean. I've not set this. Classic crunch. And drive. Now as you can see, it's got a double knob here, so you can change the gain of both the high gain and the crunch channel, so the amount of gain. Then you've got a 3-band EQ staging, so bass, middle and treble. The ISF is there, which goes from American to British sounding-ish ampish. So all the way to the left is more kind of boogie apparently, and more to the right is more Marshall kind of tone shape. And then the level, again, you've got, you can tweak the level of both of the channels. So when you press from one to another, you can have the one be a bit louder or the same or all that. So this is now clean. You also have, let me put the crunch channel back on. You also have a clean channel on the first channel. So that's their clean channel. So the channel 1, you can switch between crunch and clean. I don't really use it. Let me just muddle everything, 12 o'clock everything. And if I then gauge the crunch channel, I'll scoop the ISF. Let's go to the high gain. As you can hear, you've got quite a bit of gain on tap there. My favorite setting on the ISF is just back a bit. Now everything's on 12 o'clock, as you can see. So that's it. What I also like about this pedal is that you can put pedals in front of it. So I've got the Mosky Golden Horse, which works really well with this. It's kind of like supposed to be a clone, but I don't think it's marketed like that. But it's nothing like it. It's got like a really bottom nasal, low mids, massive low mids boost essentially. That's it on by itself with the gain to 0, but the volume up high. Really boosts the volume. And I've got a review of this, so have a look. But if I now go to the crunch channel, and it works particularly well on the high gain channel. So what I like to do is put the high gain channel on not too much of a high gain. And then engage the boost. So I think that kind of explains it. Now, I do have a massive bugbear with this. Because it's high voltage, it requires its own power supply. Which means that you can't just run it off your basic, you know, juice tank or whatever, you know, your power supply. You need an extra cable. That's one. The other thing is actually nearly a game changer. If the Mosky Golden Horse didn't work well with this, I would probably not use this this pedal because there's a delay, and just enough to be really annoying, and a dip when you go from one channel to the next. That's annoying. That shouldn't be in, since, I don't know, 1980, that dip. So that's why I kind of don't go between the channels. The track will, if the track is one specific sound, I'll use that channel and I'll boost it with the Mosky. I will not necessarily jump between the two channels, especially live. I think that would suck. Because if you use the Mosky, it's instant. So that's to me, that's just a massive boo-boo in a pedal. If you've got two channels and you switch between them and there's this delay, this kind of like dip delay. So that is it. Otherwise, I love the sound, and I've not even gone through all the settings. You can really shape the tone with this because of the high range of gain that you have on tap from both channels. So from hardly any gain to a lot of gain, and then the distortion channel from low distortion to very high distortion. The ISF does quite a bit to shape the tone. I would leave it on the 12 o'clock, get the tone that you want with your tone knobs, and then start shaping afterwards. That is really much that. Not much else to say. Thank you very much for watching.